Wait for a couple people to come in. Yeah, my guy Mark Holmes streamed our game last night. I'm a wide receiver coach at Wakefield High School, Arlington, Virginia, and we had our first semifinals matchup in the northern region. It was 6A football. We were in Region 6D. And last night we were in the semifinals against Madison High School, and they kind of took it to us. It was a very competitive game, and they just had a little bit more in the belt, and they beat us last night. My receivers did very well. I'm very proud of all the guys. We put it out there. It was a very trying year, and I'm very proud. We've gone the furthest that our program has ever gone. So through a COVID year and all of this type of stuff. So salute to the boys out there that are Wakefield Warriors. You guys had a great year, and I'm proud to be a coach. And it's actually funny because I really originally started this channel so that I could stay sharp for football season for them. And look where it's grown, where I've met a lot of people. We chop it up, we talk football. And I'm just very thankful for, that coaching experience because without that, we don't have this YouTube channel. We don't have the people that come by. We don't have the breakdowns, like none of that type of stuff. So this year I really wanted to kind of bring it both together because football is football. And, originally what I didn't want was I didn't want the guys to find my channel and, it being like that. But at the end of the day, what I found is that, bringing both together has been great. It's been great and it's helped on both sides. It's made me a better coach and it's made me a better YouTuber. So without any further ado, man, let's get into this draft. So, my guy Mark texted me today and said, let me know when you're ready to get back into things, get back into the swing of things. And I probably enjoy some family a little bit because over this time I have, been away. And, I got 3 kids, so, they got extracurriculars. So I probably not necessarily take that much time off, but I will be posting probably every day. Probably doing lives every day because you guys know leading up to the draft on April 29th is getting very close. We're about 20 days out, actually 19 days out. And on a Thursday, and I'll be over at Mark's house, and we're gonna be covering it. I'm gonna have my channel. He's gonna have his channel. It's gonna be a great broadcast, and I can't wait. I can't wait. And so a lot of people are trying to figure out what the Cowboys are gonna do with that 10th pick. What we're gonna do throughout this draft, and so I'm here to really field questions more than anything because at the end of the day, I kind of know the guys that I want who's on my wish list. So I'll name them. My number one guy on my wish list right now is Kyle Pitts. Make no mistake about it. I'm on the Pitts train. That's who I want to fall to us. I know that Kyle Pitts is probably like number 2 or 3 on everybody's big board right now. So there's the possibility, that he can get taken before 10. It's a high possibility that he gets taken before us. But what we do know is that there's a high possibility that there will be 4 quarterbacks going in the first 4 picks, which changes things around. And, we can play around with all of the scenarios and things of that nature, but with 4 quarterbacks going, that changes things. That changes things big time. The 4 quarterbacks we're talking about are Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, and Trey Lance or Mac Jones. There's a lot of speculation that Mac Jones is going to be that number 3 pick, and if Mac Jones is that number 3 pick, there's the possibility that there's 5 quarterbacks in the top 10 picks, and that leaves what guys like Jamar Chase, Panay Sewell, Rashawn Slater, Waddle. That leaves Devontae Smith. So it really just, the wild cards right now are really where they can kind of pick anything that they want are the Falcons and the Dolphins. The Falcons and the Dolphins can kind of, pick your poison, really go BPA there. And, I'm excited about what we're going to get because we're going to get a really good player. And I know that cornerback has been pushed on us like crazy. but I'm really thinking that the number 10 pick is going to be an offensive guy, and here's why. I posted a little snippet of me being on Around the Nation on Skywalker Steele's channel, the Dallas Cowboys Network, the Cowboys Network, and it was, there that I pretty much said, would you open up the possibility? The question was, would you open up the possibility of drafting a receiver at number 10? Absolutely, I would. Absolutely, because if that's the best player on the board, we got expiring contracts coming up. My guy, a Space Cowboy on it pretty much broke up, and pretty much said we got 5 expiring contracts this year. So yeah, what's up, Lamar? How you doing, man? It looked good, man. It looked good seeing that wrench next to your name, man. Go. Feel free to ask some questions, man. What you want to, because, right now I'm locked in, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. And hopefully my guy Skywalker still keeps inviting me to Around the Nation, because I had a blast, and I didn't know what to expect with the pilot episode, but I think that it came out really good. All of us really came with it. We were all eloquent. We all gave educated answers. We all did research. So it was a blast. What's going on, Jesse? How you doing? What's up? Guys, I think I want to do a mock draft at some point today, man. I want to do a mock draft, and hopefully, you guys tune in, and we can have feedback. We can talk back and forth. I can have comments. I'm gonna fire up the laptop, and we're gonna do a mock draft, because I got a little bit of time on my hands. I don't gotta watch no game film. I don't gotta scout no opponent. I just kind of have a little bit of free time right now, and I'm gonna spend it with you guys. I'm gonna spend it with the kids, and it's Saturday, so you know, I'm just having a good time on the porch right now, just chilling. On a Saturday, on a beautiful Saturday. It's the sun. The sun is out. The weather is good. The birds are chirping. There's bees and stuff flying around my head. So, feel free, man. Fire them questions, y'all. But I talked about my wish list. We got Kyle Pitts. Penei Sewell is my number 2. I think Penei Sewell could fall to us. I think Penei Sewell falling to us is probably more likely than Kyle Pitts, which is dangerous. That's dangerous for our run game. Then number 3, Rashawn Slater, because I think Rashawn Slater can come in and be our left guard. And, we move Connor Williams out to swing tackle. I think that makes us a much better offense there. So, yeah, look at the theme, guys. We're talking offense. Number 4 is J.C. Horn. Number 4 is J.C. Horn. If I had to go defense right now, he's the guy that I want. I don't necessarily see us. I had JOK on that list before in my top 5, and I still would take JOK. You know what? I'm not gonna. JOK kind of moved down a little bit because we got Neal. That's gonna probably play that role, but that doesn't mean we can't draft JOK. It definitely doesn't mean we can't draft him. But my number 5 is Jamar Chase, and I'm gonna explain why. Because there's a possibility that Jamar Chase could fall down, and I think that Jamar Chase has a higher ceiling, probably than any receiver that we have on this roster. Has a higher ceiling than CeeDee Lamb, higher ceiling than Amari Cooper, higher ceiling than Michael Gallup, and Michael Gallup's contract is expiring. The reason that I want offense is because we signed a quarterback. When you have your quarterback and it's your franchise guy, you can't go wrong with getting the weapons. You can't go wrong. Look at the Super Bowl teams, the teams that were in the Super Bowl, Tampa Bay and Kansas City. I know that everybody's saying defense, but it's not going to be fixed overnight at the top with the top 10 pick. If we wanted to fix the defense, we should have done a better job in free agency, in my opinion. Now you're kind of forced, really, to have an identity. You're forced to create an identity, and I think that our identity it's going to have to be offense. So I think that the pick number 10 gives us more of an impact to become a great offense. And I think that at number 10, I don't really see the impact of a defensive player really taking us from really bad to, good. All that can really do is a really good player could turn us from really bad to serviceable, you know. Let's see. Jesse Fall said, would you think about trading back from number 10? Absolutely, I would think about it. But as things have developed right now with the quarterback situation and people trading up and you knowing what they're going to do, I think that I'm going to stay pat at number 10. A really good package would make me consider coming off at number 10. Like if they're offering you a whole bunch of first round picks and another second or third round pick or something like that. Like it would have to be a really good package and somebody it would have to be a really good draft package that they put together in order for me to move off 10 at this point, because I think that we're going to get a generational player at 10 on the offensive side of the ball. Like when I mean generational, I mean not necessarily. I'm talking about a perennial Pro Bowler that will be around at least 8 to 10 years, and you can't really pass up on that, in my opinion. On defense, I don't really see any of those guys being perennial Pro Bowlers for 8 to 10 years. Um, and on the defensive side of the ball, it's much tougher. With the system that we have in place, I think that it's more likely that we get that. Like look at it on the offensive line. We've done that multiple times with Tyron Smith, with Zach Martin, with Zeke Elliott. Um, all of those guys, like Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, and Zeke Elliott, are first round picks. We did it with Des Bryant. Whether guys want to believe it or not, Des Bryant was a generational talent, and we did it with him as well. We haven't missed on offense. The reason we haven't missed on offense is because the same system has kind of been in place. The same identity has somewhat been in place. So doesn't matter who the offensive coordinator's been. It's been Jason Garrett. It's been Bill Callahan. It's been Scott Linehan. It's been Kellen Moore. The offense, we're still, the draft picks that we use, the draft capital that we use, we don't miss. And those guys stay around for a while. So, why mess with the formula? Defensively, though, I can't say the same thing. A lot of those guys, I can't think of a first round defensive player in the last 10 years that we've drafted that has made it past their first contract. Second round guys, that's different though. DeMarcus Lawrence made it past the second round. He made it a second contract. Randy Gregory made it a second contract. Who else do we have in the Jalen Smith made a second contract. Sean Lee made a second contract. So I think that we kind of got to stick with the formula. I think we have better coaches now, and just stick with the formula. I already answered that question, Jesse. Lamar says, will Caleb Farley be drafted in the first round? I think he will. I don't think that he slides past the first round. At first, I thought so, but there are teams that can afford to take that gamble. Kansas City being one of them. New Orleans being another one. Teams with pedigree already. Teams that are perennial playoff teams that don't really have strong defense, or they might have strong defense, but they can afford to take a chance on a hurt guy that is a raw player. So I think that he's going to go in the first round. Oh yeah, man. Cowboys fan said RIP DMX. Look, that one hurt me. That hurt my soul because DMX, man. DMX was really the first artist that I really knew. He was the first guy that I really, word for word, I knew all his stuff. He got me through middle school. When DMX was hot, his first album came out, I was in 6th grade. And then 7 months later, my man came out with another album, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, which is my favorite DMX album. And then when I was in 8th grade, he came out with, and then there was an X, man. All three of them were classics right out the gate. Great Depression wasn't that good, but Grand Champ, though, Grand Champ was a really good album. So, DMX, that one hit my soul, and I even forgot that I knew all of these songs. And I was just playing this music yesterday, and I'm word for word, all this DMX. And then we lost our playoff game yesterday, and it rained for a good portion of the day. So yesterday really wasn't that great of a day for me, but you got to look at it this way. It's always great when you wake up. It's always great when you get an opportunity to step out and breathe this good air. It's always a great opportunity. It's always a great day when you get a chance to live. And DMX fought a lot of demons, but he left a lot of jewels for us out here, a lot of gems for us to listen to, and they'll live on throughout our lives. One of the things that he taught me was to let it go. You know what I mean? If you love something, let it go, and if it comes back, then it was meant to be yours. If it don't come back, then it wasn't. So that's one lesson that I really learned from him. So RPX, man. Um, yeah, Jesse, I was just saying, yeah, I would consider, trading back, but at this point, we're gonna get a generational offensive talent. So I think that we haven't missed on that, and I think we should kind of stick with that. Unless it's a really really good package, I probably I wouldn't trade out of 10. I would stay pat because all of the quarterbacks that'll go before us, but I think we're guaranteed to get a really good player offensively at 10. So I would stay pat and let a couple teams mess up and maybe we fall into another CD situation like last year. Let me see some of this stuff. Let's see. Lamar said Caleb Farley has met with the Broncos 3 times. Wow. Wow. Well, maybe the Broncos feel like they got nothing to lose. They suck anyway, and they don't really got that quarterback situation. I mean, to me, I think the Broncos should go quarterback, but you know, it is what it is. I would go quarterback because the next year's quarterback class ain't gonna be good. And this might be this might be the opportunity to get the guy that's gonna be your future that you can build with. I don't necessarily believe that's Drew Lock, but who knows what the Broncos are gonna do. Jesse, yeah, RP DMX, Lamar. I had the DMX cassette tape RP. Yeah, man, I remember that, man. That cassette tape, both sides. Yeah, I had the cassette tape and the CD. Yeah, I had both of them for that. It's dark and it's hell is hot and hell is hot. Cowboys fan, Biggie Smalls, Tupac, Easy E, now DMX. They're legends. Yes. X had me getting personal fouls for barking at cats after Big. Yeah, Deuce. Yeah, man. Cowboys fan, do you think Pitt's gonna fall? There's a possibility, man. Me personally, I see Pitt's either going 4 to Atlanta or number 6 to Miami. If he falls to number 6, man, I might be getting on the phone. If I want Pitts bad enough, I might give up that 3rd round pick to go get him. I wouldn't be shocked if we do that. I wouldn't be mad if we did that, because I do think that Pitts is a generational talent, and I think with Dak Prescott, if you pair those guys together, we're talking about deep playoff runs. I'm one that believes that tight ends, that security blanket, that tight ends that can break tackles, because we don't have tight ends that can break tackles. Let's just call it what it is. Are they good route runners? Yeah. Do they have good hands? Yeah. Do they block? They're okay. We don't have guys with great hands that have great route running ability that can break tackles in space, that can run the way that Pitts can. So imagine giving Dak that. That makes the weapons better. Everybody keeps talking about being serviceable, but Jarwin and Schultz do not make Zeke better. They don't make CD better. They don't make Amari better. They don't make Gallup better. Those guys make it so that nobody. It's kind of hard to explain, but those guys, like, the tight end position doesn't really affect the other guys. It does, but they don't. Like, those guys that we have on our roster right now are just serviceable. But Pitts can make those other guys better and make it easier. Jarwin and Schultz don't open it up for those other guys. If anything, that's what defensive coordinators are saying. We'll give that up. We'll get if we get killed by Schultz, I can live with it as a defensive coordinator. That just means it wasn't our day because that guy killed us, or Jarwin. I can live with that. The guys I'm trying to take away are Amari, CD, Zeke first. Zeke, I'm trying to take that away first, and then everybody else. But with Pitts, it would be a matchup nightmare. You can kind of line him up in different places, and I think that he helps Zeke with the run game. I think that he helps us in the red zone. Schultz and Jarwin don't help us in the red zone. They never have. We haven't been a good red zone team in a long time. We've kicked a lot of field goals. At this point, I'm tired of kicking field goals, and I think that scoring 7 points is more of a statement than a whole bunch of threes, you know, or a lot of opportunities for threes. And you want to know why I know that? We just got a good kicker in Zerline, who's probably our best free agent signing last year. But before that, we had I forgot who the guy is we had who missed 10 kicks. But the fact that you missed 10 kicks and that affected us means we were kicking a lot of field goals. It means we were kicking a lot of field goals. So I would like to have the opportunity of getting better in the red zone. Let's see. Yeah, Lamar, that DMX and Cisco track, man. Oh my God. Whew. Fire. I haven't even listened to it yet. I'm still on It's Dark and It's Hell is Hot and Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. I ain't even get to And Then There Was an X yet. Back to that. Lamar says, oh wait. Cowboys fan 421 says Washington going to be tough if they get Trey Lance. I don't think Washington will get him. I think Trey might go in the top 10. Surtain and Diggs would be dope. We'll see. You know, we'll see. I think it'll be okay. But I think that would be a safe pick. I think that would be safe. And I don't really see that making us better right now in 2021. It would make us better in 2 to 3 years. Yeah, we'd be better, but right now, I don't see that making us better. Pitts would make us better now and in 2 to 3 years and down the line. Let's see. Adu says, personally, I want a DB or DT. Me too. I just don't think you need to do it at 10. And I don't think that, the value will be there with the guys that'll be available. See, Deuce says, I like Farley or Horn. Surtain, I'm not sold on, just my opinion. I'm not sold on Farley. I like Horn and Surtain. Farley's tape, he's not very great in zone. He hasn't played corner as long as those other guys. He was a receiver at Virginia Tech, and he had 1 full year at corner. And so that scares me because in zone coverage, in off coverage, he's not as good as those other guys. He's not as sound technically. And, is he a better athlete than those guys? Yeah. But I think with us, we don't need we would have to develop him. It would be more of a project. With Horn and Surtain, I think that you would get more out of them NFL ready at this moment. But I do think that Farley has the highest ceiling. I think he has a higher ceiling than both of those guys. But at this point, we don't need ceiling. We need guys that can come in and help us right now. Lamar says, I feel like these corners could go higher than we think. I think maybe 1 or 2 of them, but I don't think both of them. Because the cornerback situation. Like, I just don't see Penei Sewell getting drafted behind any one of those corners. I don't see Kyle Pitts getting drafted behind any of those corners. I don't see Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson. I don't see Jamar Chase getting drafted behind those corners. Maybe Waddle does, possibly. I don't see Rashawn Slater getting drafted behind any of those corners. I don't see, who else did I name them all? So I named, 3 quarterbacks? 3 quarterbacks. I named, I think, 2 receivers, a tight end. And then it's a crapshoot after that, So it's a crapshoot after that. So we'll see. The one thing that I'm noticing about this in a lot of fans, which doesn't make sense to me, people saying they don't want Pitts because he's already going to be gone. That means that he's a great talent, but you don't, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, you don't want the guy that that's better. It's like we know the corners are going to be there. The corners are going to be there because they're not as good of prospects. So if they're not as good of prospects, I just don't get it. It's tight end. Every mock draft that I've seen by a fan, y'all have added tight end in there. Meaning, tight end is not something that we can't upgrade at. That means everybody is in agreement that we can upgrade a tight end, but we're saying we don't need Kyle Pitts. Why not just get the best tight end that's there that meets the value? If we have these needs, because I will say tight end is a need. If we feel like we can upgrade it, it's a need. We feel like, here's the thing. Tackle is a need. Tackle is a need. And we have 2 tackles. Or offensive line is a need. Offensive line and tight end, are they pressing needs? Are they pressing needs? No. But I'm not in the business of reaching. I think that we could be reaching with those corners depending on how this draft board plays out. We could be, Let's see. C.J. Henderson was drafted with the 9th pick in the first round last season. And guess what, Lamar? Here's the thing. Who was graded as the highest rookie corner last year? This is what I want y'all to think about. The highest graded corner of last year was Trayvon Diggs, and we picked him in the 2nd round. He was slated to go in the 1st round, and he slipped to the 2nd round in the cornerback class that was better than this year's. He slipped to the 2nd round. And this year, we got some really talented corners in the 2nd round. Asante Samuel Jr. is my favorite corner in this draft, my favorite. I just know that he's not going to get drafted in the 1st round because of his height, because he's 5'10". If he was 6 feet, he would get drafted in the 1st round. Let's see, Jeff Okudah was drafted 3rd overall in the 1st round. And here's the thing, though. Those guys are way better prospects than the guys we have this year. Way better prospects. C.J. Henderson and Jeff Okudah had way better tape. Way better tape. Quite honestly, Trayvon Diggs is a better prospect than the guys we're talking about right now. Maybe not J.C. Horn. I kind of think J.C. Horn's better, but, let's see. We would have to move up, though, correct, for Pitts? Maybe not. I don't think that I would want to move up, but it just all depends, man. It really all depends on how bad they want him. If they gave up a 3rd for him, I'd be okay with it because I think we're going to get a really good player. Definitely. Pat Freiermuth, I don't know how to say his name, would be a good tight end. They calling him Baby Gronk. And guess what? He's slated to go in the 2nd round. But see, Cowboys fan, 421, you're making my point. We know we can upgrade a tight end. So why do we keep saying Dalton Schultz and Jarwin are good enough? We obviously know they're not good enough. So that's why I'm like, why not just blow the pants off the whole thing? And if your man is at 10, man, you just take him. What do you have to lose? You have the quarterback in place. You got the running back in place. You got the receivers in place. Shoot, why not just, I just look at the better teams right now are just not turning down weapons. So don't turn down the weapon that's going to be here for the next 5 years. I'm on the Pitts train hard. I won't lie to you. I've been on the Pitts train for a long time. I told Mark that. You guys probably follow Mark's channel. And we all know I'm on the Pitts train. Heavy on the Pitts train. I'm not trying to trade. I ain't trading up to no damn 4 for him, though. Like, they tripping. Like, they tripping with that, man. That's smokescreen city. I ain't trading multiple 1st-round picks or whatnot to get no damn Kyle Pitts. Hell no. They tripping with that. But to number 7, if all I had to give up was a 3rd-round pick, and I know we got 10 picks in this draft, and I know the value of these corners in the 2nd to about 4th to 5th round. No question. Guys, there's some really good corners in the 2nd round of this draft, but because it's so good at offensive talent right now, they're falling back. Asante Samuel Jr., Greg Newsome. There's some good safeties in the 2nd round that we're talking about possibly. Maybe Richard Grant falls to the 2nd round, which helps us. Damn, Merrick's going to be gone. But Washington, I'm big on Washington. I know that, the metrics and stuff don't show, but that's a good 3rd to 4th round safety that we're talking about right now. Who else is there's some good corners out there that I'm just drawing blanks on right now, but the corners right now are all even. I like Eric Stokes. Eric Stokes in maybe the 3rd round. I like Eric Stokes. The other Georgia corner who I think will fit, Tyson Campbell. I think he'll fit our scheme pretty well. I think that he could be there in the second or third rounds. And, you know, if you add a Pitts to that, Pitts first, and then one of those guys, man, we automatically become way better as a team, you know? Let's see. I'm going to lose my mind if we get Pitts. That's right. Joseph Colon, you brought a very good point. You said our tight ends caught 76 passes. Can you imagine Pitts catching those passes? So let me break this down to you guys. And nobody has ever broken this down like I'm about to break this down. So I noticed about Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz last year caught 69 passes at 8, and I believe it was between 8.6 per of those catches or 8.9. And it's all because Dalton Schultz couldn't break no tackles. So just imagine this. What if Pitts came in, and I think that Dalton Schultz had about he had 600 something yards. I'm going off the top of my head. Just imagine if Kyle Pitts caught those 69 passes. I'm not talking about, you know, fourth options or whatnot, you know, because we can say that all day. But let's just say he is the fourth option. He catches 69 passes. I believe Kyle Pitts adds at least 2 yards per catch more than what Dalton Schultz did. And I believe that he scores probably more of those touchdowns because Dalton Schultz only scored, I think, 4 touchdowns. I'm going off the top of my head, so you guys let me know if I'm wrong. So if Kyle Pitts just adds 2 yards more a catch as a rookie, that's 800 yards. That's close to 800 yards as a rookie. That's him coming in as a rookie. What's going on, Smooth Cat? That right there is more production than we've had at the tight end position since Jason Witten was in his heyday. That automatically makes you a better team just based off the same number of targets that we're talking. That's impact, guys. That's the impact that we need right there. That's why I think Pitts right there. And that's not even, and I think that he gets more targets, but I'm going off of the targets that Dalton Schultz got last year. And those are just the 6-yard passes that he was getting. 6 to 7 yard passes that I think, and I only added 2 yards per catch. Maybe Pitts is 12 yards per catch. I think that he's more of a vertical threat. I think that, yeah, if that's your security blanket, but I was just going off for 2 more yards. Let's just say that it's 10 yards a catch. We're talking about adding close to 200 more yards of production. That makes it much easier for the guys around him. You know what I'm saying? And that's just off of the number of plays that Schultz was making. So that's an excellent point, my guy. Jarwin got hurt. Yeah, he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Yeah, we named Stokes, Newsom, Campbell. Yeah. Lamar asked, who's my favorite linebacker in the draft? My guy Jeremiah Owosu Koromora is my favorite linebacker in the draft. I like him much more than Parsons. I think that he's better at reading his key. Actually, Parsons I like third best. I like Zaven Collins. I like Zaven Collins better than Parsons as well because I think both of those guys read their keys better. And I think that JOK is the new breed of linebacker at will. And I think that he would fit better in our scheme. You know, we were talking about getting KJ Wright, but I think that, you know, JOK could be, you know, the younger version of what KJ Wright would have been. So I'm going to say JOK is my favorite linebacker in this draft. And, you know, I'll stay on for, you know, probably like one more question, and then I'm going to head on inside. So, you know, make it a good one. Make it a good one. My guy Smooth Cat said, peace and prosperity, bro. Keep doing great things you're doing. God bless you. You know, thank you. Thank you. You know how much that game meant to me yesterday, and we lost, and, you know, I was heartbroken, but, you know, the thing about it is with pain there comes recovery, and with that you get stronger. So, you know, we're stronger, the boys are stronger, and, you know, we're here to live this beautiful day. We got another opportunity to walk around and breathe, and, you know, really just, you know, relish, you know, opportunity out there and everything that comes with it. And, you know, we're all blessed. We're all blessed, kings and queens. But yeah, appreciate it, y'all. I'm gonna head on out, man. Thank y'all for joining this live. It was a lot more people than I expected, but I'm gonna probably do this a little bit more. I'm just chilling on my front porch, about to go inside, get something to eat. And that's about it, man. I think I'm gonna do a mock draft a little bit later, man. So, tune in, make sure you share, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell each time I come out with content. All right, guys. Peace.